Cool picture. What was funny about that picture was once I started publishing it on the blogs, there's a guy walking in the background who I was to find out later is a fairly well-known regional gadfly right-wing blogger in Rockingham County. So that turned out to be a serendipitous
Well, that's
coincidence.
kind of where I'm going with this. Is people, I sort of in the world of labels and stereotypes and left versus right. People hear guns and they think right wing. But I guess
Everybody.
you would. What would your take be on that?
Everybody has a polarity. Okay, whether even someone that calls themselves an independent, you'll find that they tend to tack to the left or tack to the right. And obviously, I don't think I'm telling you, this is not news to tell you I tack to the left on 99 out of 100 things. I wish that firearms weren't seen as a left versus right issue.
Right.
I really wish they weren't. One person's responsibility shouldn't have anything to do with anybody else's. I think that if you read Daily Kos, when the gun control discussions come out now, you're starting to see more and more of the people who are respected members of the community, who are obviously Democrats, will shoot down, if you'll pardon the expression, the same tired old arguments in favor of overly restrictive gun control for any number of reasons, not the least of which is that it energizes the right and it costs Democrats elections. It's a losing issue. People don't want it. If people wanted it, we'd have it by now. Look at Vermont. Vermont has a reputation as being, Kos said, the most Democratic state in the Union the other day. I don't think that's really true. I think it's the most liberal state, sure, or easily one of the top three, but you also have the most relaxed gun laws here. Because people feel that they don't need them.
As a civil liberties issue.
It's a civil liberties issue, and I really wish that the left would stop letting the right own that.
Do you think we're done with that sort of single issue? I mean, how
God, I hope so.
Dean kind of in his 50-state strategy, one of his points was, you know, we really got to neutralize these issues that energize the right.
That remark about the Confederate flag in the gun rack.
Yeah, exactly, which you got in trouble for.
A bunch of trouble for it, but I knew what he meant. Just like I knew what Obama meant when he said people get bitter and cling to guns and religion. And the right tried to spin that as if they were sucking their thumbs, and that wasn't what the man meant at all. I didn't get that from him. What I think he meant was, okay, you got a guy, his house is being foreclosed upon. His plant is closed down. There's no more jobs. He's outsourced those. He has no health care for his family. He's worrying about feeding his family, keep the roof over his head. But 2 gay guys got married in Massachusetts, so therefore he's going to vote for George Bush. Okay, so when they say they're going to cling to guns and religion, those are the things that they know no one will ever take from them. And I, as a Democrat, don't want to be the one to look them in the eye and say, you know, I'm going to take your guns. That's what I think Obama meant. That those are the things that they know will not be taken from them, and he's certainly not going to do it either.
And I think another piece of what Obama was saying was that a lot of people have come to the point of having no belief that politicians can solve economic issues, you know, the day-to-day struggle issues. So they at least cash in their vote on something they know politicians can actually...
It's that single issue voter. And I'll tell you what, if I'd lost my job and was losing my house, I'd be bitter too. Especially if it was through no fault of my own and I was breaking my back doing the best I could.
That's both Dean and Obama in their points trying to reach out to rural, maybe southern voters. We're both kind of twisty-turned
Kitchen table issues. Kitchen table issues are what matter. And I don't think we need to let the other side define what they are. Because no gay marriage ever took food off my table. It never will. It's got nothing to do with me.
Is there, I guess, is there a quote unquote leftist argument against gun control? Is there sort of a way you see that as consistent with being on the left side of the?
On the left side, well, as I said earlier, I would really rather not. I wish that wasn't a left-right issue. But the first thing I come out with is it energizes the right. It costs Democrats elections. It lets them run on their pet issue. Take it away from them. I don't care. I don't care what party you are. The best way to defeat your opponent is to steal their issues. Steal their issue. Okay, and I'll tell you,
be a compassionate conservative, right? That's how you do it.
We saw how well that worked, right? As I
talk like a moderate.
Well, as I indicated before, I have no love for the National Rifle Association. I don't think they're a gun rights group. I think they're a gun manufacturers' rights group, and I think they're a foil for the Republicans. You know, I've driven past that building in Virginia, and it's huge. Shouldn't need a huge building like that.
They're well heeled.
Right. That's exactly right. You shouldn't need a huge building like that. That's an individual choice. If you don't want to have a same-sex marriage, don't have one. If you don't want to have an abortion, don't have one. You don't want to own a gun, don't own one. But don't mess with my uterus if I had one. Don't mess with my choice of a marriage partner, and don't mess with my weapons.
It's all
the same thing.
They call it freedom.
They call it freedom. And they call it freedom for a reason. That's exactly right.
Speaking of freedom, this week we are shooting 2 days after the inauguration of President, I get to say it, Barack Obama.
Beat you to it.
So the nation got a whole lot freer already. He's already signed an executive order to close down Guantanamo in a year, and I'm just...
Right.
I don't know.
He's also signed an executive order or repealed one of Bush's executive order that placed restrictions on what presidential documents are available for inspection.
Oh.
And that was an executive order of Bush's that was signed in November 2001. I believe he repealed that today. And that's a good thing too.
Did that involve that, like the president's heirs down generations later? I think Bush had it sewn up so tight that I heard that that's loosening back up. But I guess I don't know, how do you even, what a monumental change. What words do you have to describe the change we're looking at?
Very simple. The adults are back in charge.
The adults are back in charge.
Just that simple.
Okay.
The adults are back in charge.
Okay.
And it's about damn time.
How much backwards looking do you think the administration ought to do in terms of prosecuting potential crimes, or just moving forward?
I'm glad you asked me. Backwards looking is forward looking. One of the steps forward we have to take is we have to return to being a nation of laws and not men, and that means robust accountability. I want investigations. I want to know if laws were broken, and if laws were broken, I want them all prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That is moving forward.
Yeah.
Some people might call that dwelling on the past. I say no, that's repairing the damage. You can't move forward unless you repair the damage. And let's let those investigations start right here, right now. It's going to be a little bit tough. The DOJ is the first thing you're going to have to clean up because it's so intensely politicized. Well, they need to move teams of lawyers through there with brooms from the top down and the bottom up and get her done, as we said in Virginia. Get her done.
Right.
Okay, that's not dwelling on the past. That's cleaning up the mess and moving forward into once again being what we have not been for the last 8 years, which is a nation based on the rule of law, not these cults of personality that the Republicans have inflicted on us.
It's looking like the Republicans in the Senate, too, are picking Eric Holder as the one to hold up to make the Attorney General's seat empty for even a while longer, just to stall the process.
Not going to work.
You're speaking of. How would you like to inherit the mess that President Obama has just got in?
Oh man! Part of me wants to rub my hands together. Okay, it flex my little claws, but on the other hand, he's got a lot to do.
Kestrel claws.
There's them challenge. That's right. He's got a lot to do. Just I think if I could tell him anything, fixing up the mess that's back there. That is moving forward. That is moving forward. You can't just sweep it under the rug, leave the rug at the bottom of the hole, and then crawl out the hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to fix the holes in the boat. The boat's going to sink.
Right. I'm getting the word that we are ready to wrap up.
All
so thanks so much, Ed, for getting over here from St. Jay, from the Northeast Kingdom.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
And it was a blast checking in. VTblogosphereTV is signing off. And enjoy, people. Congrats to America.
Oh, yeah.
And promptly to close the detention facility at Guantanamo, consistent with the national security and foreign policy interests of the United States and the interests of justice, I hereby order. And we then provide the process whereby Guantanamo will be closed no later than 1 year from now.
What the people want, what the people want.